got into the cannabis industry in 2019. Started in cultivation, procured a cultivation license, went on to get a processing license, and then eventually got to be vertically integrated and getting our getting our retail license. We dropped our brand in 2021 called Primitive. We called it Primitive because just think about it. People in general have been using cannabis, or plant medicines for millennia. So by definition or by nature, cannabis is primitive. So that's the origin of our name. We're in the industry, man, just because, obviously we have a great platform and we're advocates, we're advocates in this space. We want to be innovators in the space and just bring, to light the healing powers of the plant at the end of the day. I think that, what we're doing now with Primitive Performance, you brought that up. Primitive is the cannabis company. Primitive Performance is our CBD line, which allows us to go e-commerce, which is great. But, we're doing that because we want to be able to provide, the level of product, the level of anti-inflammatory products that, similar to the products that we use on the field in topicals and rehydration drinks, bringing anti-inflammatory properties to those type of products. That's what we're doing with Primitive Performance. And, delivery system being nanotechnology, it makes our product more bioavailable, more efficient for the user. So it's great. We're actually in the process of getting our NSF for sport certification. Just want to be able to provide those products to, collegiate and professional athletes because we truly believe in it. We've got great feedback in it. I use it, so just really pushing the envelope in the space, so it's been a journey for the last 5 years, but it's been a great journey.
I know there's a new line of the performance products out. Is there a favorite? Is there one you'd recommend to people, saying that you do use it as well?
Oh yeah, I use both our rehydration mix and our topical. But the topical is a game changer, man. It allows, if there's any kind of pains or any kind of limitations, whenever I have them, like whether I'm doing something active, I play golf, whatever sport it is, whatever season it is, I'll use it. And it allows me to get back to just being me and not really worrying about the pain that I have, being able to move freely, whatever that source of pain is. So it's because it uses for minor cannabinoids. You got CBD, CBG, CBC, and CBN in it, kind of get the entourage effect. You got multiple cannabinoids and give that extra punch. So, it works great.
What's it been like doing all of this stuff with a former teammate in Rob Sims? Not normally do you see someone that you guys, in the trenches in the huddle, and now you guys have been business partners. I'm sure that's been a great experience.
Yeah, no, 100%. Being able to go into business with your peers, folks that have been through a similar experience, a similar struggle, what they're all about. You worked with them. I worked with Rob for 4 or 5 years here in Detroit. So I got to see the type of player, the type of man that he is. And that's the thing that we want to do. We want to do this with other teammates, not just in Michigan. We actually, have our first Primitive store outside of Michigan in Boston, and that's with another teammate in Gossett Shaler, who's a good friend of mine. So, just want to continue to spread, just the message about this plant.
Are you working or talking to current players, current athletes, reach out and trying, to advise them how this stuff can help them, stay on the field, get on the field and whatnot?
That's a cool thing, man. I guess a lot of my guys, man, they'll hit me up like, man, you're a trailblazer in space, this and that. And I'm not the first one to do it. I look back to, cannabis is a culture. Cannabis has been around, the NFL for longer than I've been here. So I think that, I think about an OG when you talk about cannabis and NFL, you think about Ricky Williams or those guys that have really been affected by it, And I'm happy that he's in the space because, just to be able to, not take advantage, but participate in the space that is taking so much from you, I guess, off the field or really, I guess on the field, really. But that's the thing. And that's part of the passion that drives us is that there's so many people still, incarcerated for non-violent, non-sexual, just cannabis crimes, and you think about, dang, we out here, making money on this thing, and there's people still incarcerated for. So, those are the kind of things that drive us, to give you passion too behind this.
Ricky Williams always, said that if the policies in the league were different when he played, he would have continued his career, it might have went longer. You had other variables why your career ended so long early, and then you were in the Hall of Fame anyways. But if the policies were different back when you were playing, do you think it could have extended your career?
Possibly. Possibly, to your point about Ricky, man, or shoot, Ricky probably first ballot Hall of Fame if he didn't have the issues with that. So, it's not like it was an important performance enhancing drug. If anything, it would take away from your win because you're smoking it probably for the most part. So, whatever. I mean, I've always been an Aaron Rodgers fan, even when we played against him. I hate that he had that injury because I was so looking forward to seeing what happened this year up there. And honestly, I mean, if they have a chance to go to the playoffs, I don't know if they really have a chance. I'm sure there's a small chance, but I'll put off my emotions for seeing him play this year and being excited and I'd rather just put him off for next year. Come back healthy 100% next year, really. Unless he just wants to get out there and feel it. I honestly don't see any reason for him unless like they're in a playoff position. I'm still reluctant, but okay then. But now, if you're not, I'm not saying they're not in the playoff position, but if you're not, I wouldn't push it.
While he's working out and trying to get back, it seems like primitive performance could be something that can help him.
Goddamn right. I actually need to holler.
The Detroit Lions, 8-3, got the Saints this weekend. They've never won the NFC North. The last time they won a division was the NFC Central in 1993. Your take on the turnaround that Dan Campbell's done with this franchise?
It doesn't surprise. I'm not surprised. I'm excited for Dan. I know the kind of guy that Dan is, kind of man that Dan is. So, and the way he surrounded himself with great talented player coaches, not just coaches, player coaches. I knew at some point it was just a matter of time before that thing clicks for those guys. Because when you have that level of experience in your building throughout all positions, you have that level of experience. Guys are going to buy in. I remember I had a player coach in Sean Jefferson, and I bought into everything that he said because I know he'd been there, he had done that, he played 13 years. So we got that level of experience in these coaches. The guys, they're going to buy in, and when they do buy in and they do get in sync, then they can be forced to be reckoned with. And even this team, they don't have what would you say, the quote unquote superstars. They have some emerging on the team currently. But they're playing great ball for the team that they have.
You were teammates with Dan Campbell. When you look back at those days, did he seem back then that this is a guy you could see in a leadership, a head coach, a coaching job someday?
No, I never would have thought it. But what I do love about it is just that the authenticity that comes with it. When I first saw him as an interim coach, was it down in Miami maybe, or was it the Saints? I was like, wow, okay. I mean, he was a leader of men. I can't say that, and like you say, just the level of authenticity. I think that's what resonates so much with everybody, not the fan base and the players.
Winning a division will be something, but how far can you see them going this year and looking ahead into the future?
Well, what I do like about where they are right now, they've taken some good lumps and they're still in a great position. They got knocked. They got pounded by the Ravens. They took a licking with the last week or so. So I think that the bounce back that they've done good bouncing back, but I think it's good to get those things out of the way early. They're headed to the playoffs. Once you get in, man, you never know, man. All you need is golf to play good ball. Play good ball, and you never know what this team can do.